Hey everyone, welcome back to Next Checkpoint, where we break down the greatest games of all time. Today, we're rewinding to 2008, one of the most stacked years in gaming history. Whether you were blasting through zombies, navigating a post-nuclear wasteland, or losing hours to Liberty City, this year had something unforgettable for everyone. So grab your Lancer, load up VATS, and let's count down the top 5 games of 2008. Kicking things off at number 5 is Gears of War 2, a brutal, bombastic sequel that didn't just raise the bar, it smashed through it with a chainsaw bayonet. Epic Games refined everything from the first game. Tighter cover mechanics, even more explosive action, and a story that hit surprisingly hard. This time around, Marcus and Dom weren't just fighting for survival, they were fighting for something personal. Dom's emotional arc added real depth to the chaos, and the underground Locust war zones made for some jaw-dropping set pieces. And let's not forget Horde mode, which debuted here and became a cornerstone of co-op shooters. It was the kind of game you and your friends played into the early hours, screaming over mics as waves of enemies piled on. Gears 2 wasn't just a sequel, it was a full-on evolution.
Maria's everything I've been fighting for.
At number 4, we've got a game that redefined co-op gameplay, Left 4 Dead. Valve took the zombie genre and injected it with pure chaos, tight team dynamics, and an AI director system that kept every session fresh and unpredictable. You picked from 4 survivors, each with their own charm, and fought your way through movie-style campaigns packed with tension. Whether it was the eerie quiet before a hunter pounced or the sudden roar of a tank, every moment felt like a horror action highlight reel. Left 4 Dead wasn't just about shooting zombies, it was about surviving together. Covering a teammate, shouting for help, panicking during a rescue, these moments forged legendary gaming memories. And the game's influence? Massive. Without Left 4 Dead, we wouldn't have the flood of co-op survival games we see today. Coming in at number 3 is Dead Space, an absolute masterclass in sci-fi horror that made you afraid to turn off the lights. Set aboard the derelict USG Ishimura, you played as Isaac Clarke, an engineer thrust into a nightmarish fight against grotesque alien horrors known as necromorphs. From the moment you stepped on board, the atmosphere wrapped around you like a suffocating shroud. There was no HUD. Your health was displayed on your suit. Ammo was scarce. Every corner could spell death. And that sound design? Unequaled. Dead Space introduced strategic dismemberment. You didn't just shoot monsters, you had to tear them limb from limb. It forced you to think on your feet, ration your tools, and stay on edge. Dead Space was horrifying, yes, but it was also beautifully crafted and bold in its execution. A survival horror icon was born. At number 2, it's Grand Theft Auto IV, a bold reinvention of Rockstar's formula that traded over-the-top chaos for gritty realism and emotional weight. Set in a gorgeously detailed version of Liberty City, this game told the story of Niko Bellic, an Eastern European immigrant trying to escape his past and build a new life. The result was a more grounded, character-driven GTA with moral ambiguity, difficult choices, and complex relationships. The Euphoria physics engine brought cars and characters to life in completely new ways, and Liberty City felt like a real place. Dirty, loud, and brimming with personality. There was still room for chaos, but this time, the mayhem had meaning. Whether you were driving a cab, getting caught up in a deal gone wrong, or just hanging out with Roman, GTA 4 gave players a city they could live in, not just play in. And it paved the way for everything that followed. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is the game that turned a cult classic RPG series into a global juggernaut, Fallout 3. Bethesda's take on the post-apocalyptic wasteland was revolutionary. Stepping out of Vault 101 into the broken world of Washington, D.C. was one of those unforgettable gaming moments. The desolate landscape, filled with mutated creatures, deranged factions, and morally gray choices, was yours to explore however you wanted. VATS, or VATS as it was called, made combat feel cinematic. The perk system let you customize your playstyle, and the open-world freedom was staggering. You could be a hero, a villain, or just a lone wanderer trying to survive. And the story? Searching for your father amidst a world gone mad, uncovering government secrets, and deciding the future of humanity, it gave the player real agency in shaping the outcome. Fallout 3 wasn't just an RPG, it was a whole world, and we were lucky enough to live in it. And that wraps up the top 5 games of 2008. From dismembering necromorphs to watching Liberty City come alive, this was a year that redefined genres and gave us games we're still talking about today. Which 2008 release was your favorite? Did your pick make the list, or did I miss something iconic? Drop a comment and let's chat. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in for more gaming history. See you at the next checkpoint.